And one of those things was a felony. And so I got arrested.
The wrestling world is no stranger to drama, shocking betrayals, and jaw-dropping storylines, but no one could have predicted the firestorm that erupted when news broke of Liv Morgan being sentenced for attempted murder. Yes, you heard that right. The beloved WWE superstar, known for her charisma and unrelenting determination inside the ring, now finds herself at the center of a real-life legal saga that has sent shockwaves through the wrestling universe. And as if that weren't enough, Rhea Ripley, one of the fiercest competitors in WWE today and Liv's former ally-turned-rival, has now weighed in with her reaction, adding fuel to an already explosive situation. Let's take a step back for a moment. The WWE Universe has always celebrated Liv Morgan for her underdog story. Rising from the depths of obscurity to becoming a household name, Liv has inspired millions with her grit and perseverance. Her recent successes in the ring had fans rallying behind her, cheering her on as she climbed the ladder of superstardom. But in a shocking twist, Liv has been thrust into the harsh spotlight of a criminal investigation that's far removed from the scripted chaos of professional wrestling. The charges: attempted murder. The very phrase seems surreal when attached to someone like Liv Morgan, a figure whose biggest crime in the eyes of many was stealing the show night after night. But the reality of this case is undeniable, and as the legal proceedings unfolded, the gravity of the situation became all too clear. Reports suggest that the incident in question involved an altercation that escalated far beyond anyone's imagination.
Cargill out for a few months. Now it looks like the rumors that Jade Cargill's kayfabe injury was set up to hide a real-life injury are true. PW Nexus is reporting sources within PW Nexus are confirming Jade is indeed injured, as Dave Meltz has reported, and the 3-month time frame is a best-case scenario, and it's reportedly a neck injury. Her WrestleMania spot is currently in limbo due to this and could be out up to a year. This is a major setback for Jade, who the WWE clearly has big plans for, as seen by her 2 tag team reigns with Bianca Belair. It's unknown what the WWE's WrestleMania plans for Cargill were, but given the way the WWE's hinted at a Jade-Bianca breakup, it's likely that they were planning a singles match between the two. Speaking of the Women's Tag Team Championship, it's unknown whether the WWE will strip Jade and Bianca of the titles or allow Belair to find a new partner. One thing is for sure, this latest injury to someone holding the title is certain to renew fan debate whether the tag titles are really cursed. Next up is Stephanie.
The details are murky, with conflicting accounts and rumors swirling like a tornado, but the court's verdict was unambiguous. Liv Morgan was found guilty. Fans across the globe have struggled to reconcile the bubbly, ever-smiling persona they adored with the cold, harsh accusations presented in court. Liv's emotional plea during sentencing, where she reportedly expressed remorse and insisted that the situation spiraled out of her control, has only added to the drama. But it wasn't just the fans who were left reeling. Her fellow WWE superstars have also been grappling with the bombshell news. Chief among them is Rhea Ripley, whose reaction has sent shockwaves through social media and beyond. Rhea Ripley, the reigning mommy of WWE, has never been one to hold back her thoughts. Known for her unapologetic attitude and imposing presence, Ripley has often been a polarizing figure in the wrestling world. Her complicated history with Liv Morgan adds a layer of intrigue to her response. The two shared a storied past, from their days as tag team partners to their eventual falling out, leading to bitter rivalries and unforgettable matches. Their dynamic was a roller coaster of friendship and betrayal, with the lines between fiction and reality often blurring for the fans. In the wake of Liv's sentencing, Rhea took to social media to share her thoughts, and the WWE Universe was left buzzing. Her message was cryptic yet cutting, sparking heated debates among fans and pundits alike. Actions have consequences, Rhea wrote, accompanied by a black and white photo of her staring down Liv during one of their matches. The post quickly went viral, with fans dissecting every word, every nuance, searching for hidden meanings. Some interpreted Rhea's statement as a cold dismissal of her former ally, while others saw it as a veiled expression of regret and disappointment. I knew she had a fire in her, but
We're the Marks. On last Friday's episode of Smackdown, Jade Cargill was found unconscious backstage, slammed through the windscreen of a car. WWE later listed an almost comically long list of kayfabe injuries that she had sustained on their website. Both the Wrestling Observer and Fightful then reported this was actually an angle to write Cargill off TV to cover for an undisclosed injury. The Wrestling Observer said that even people high up in the company didn't know what the exact injury was, but that she could be out for up to 3 months. PW Nexus corroborated this, adding that the 3-month time frame was a best-case scenario, as it is actually a neck injury that could take up to a year to recover from. WWE's long-term plans for Cargill seemed in disarray. She had to be replaced in the Women's US title tournament, her and Bianca Belair would likely have to relinquish the women's tag titles, and the seemingly year-long build for Cargill versus Bianca at WrestleMania would have to be delayed. Unless it's all a big fat worky McWork face.
This is something I never expected, Rhea later said in an exclusive interview. Her tone was somber, a stark contrast to her usual brash demeanor. Liv was always driven, always fighting for something. But this is beyond anything I could have imagined. It's heartbreaking. While some have rallied behind Liv, insisting that her actions were out of character and the result of a tragic misunderstanding, others have been less forgiving. The debate has spilled over into arenas and social media platforms, with fans chanting Liv's name at WWE events, hoping for some acknowledgement from the company. Meanwhile, hashtags like #JusticeForLiv and #Liv Morgan Trial have trended worldwide, illustrating the emotional investment of the WWE Universe. Rhea Ripley's reaction has also reignited discussions about the role of WWE superstars as role models. In a business where the lines between kayfabe and reality are often blurred, the personal lives of wrestlers inevitably become part of the narrative. For someone like Rhea, who has always embraced her darker side and reveled in playing the villain, the situation presents a unique challenge. "This isn't about wrestling," Rhea said. "This is real life. And real life doesn't come with storylines or second chances. Liv made her choices, and now she has to face the consequences. Rhea should be ashamed of herself," one fan tweeted. "Liv needs support, not judgment." Others, however, have applauded Rhea's honesty, arguing that her comments reflect the harsh realities of life outside the squared circle. As the fallout continues, questions loom about Liv's future. With her sentence handed down, her wrestling career hangs in the balance. WWE has yet to make an official statement on the matter, but speculation is rife about how the company will handle the situation. Some believe that Liv's story could serve as a cautionary tale, a grim reminder of the pressures that come with fame. Others argue that WWE should stand by her, using its platform to advocate for redemption and second chances. Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley has remained steadfast in her stance, refusing to shy away from the controversy. In a recent promo on WWE television, she alluded to the situation, delivering a scathing line that left fans gasping. "Some people can't handle the heat outside the ring." But
she puts Jade Cargill's well-being ahead of her own aspirations for the United States title and goes to check on her. Gotta respect and honor that. Bianca later jumps in the ambulance with Jade Cargill, while Bayley, Naomi, and a few concerned others looked on. Now the big question here is obviously, who attacked Jade Cargill? That's what everyone wants to know. And maybe the attack was right there when Jade Cargill was getting loaded into the ambulance. The predictable answer is the heels women's team of War Games. They want you to assume that it was just Nia Jax and Liv Morgan who collaborated with each other with this effort at taking out Jade Cargill.
"I thrive in the fire." The promo, while not directly referencing Liv, was widely interpreted as a nod to the ongoing drama. The storyline implications of this real-life saga are impossible to ignore. WE has a long history of incorporating personal controversies into its narratives, blurring the lines between reality and entertainment. Could this situation become part of a future storyline? Fans are divided, with some calling for Liv's redemption arc to play out in the ring, while others believe that such a move would be in poor taste. For now, the wrestling world watches and waits, grappling with a situation that feels stranger than fiction. Liv Morgan's journey from WWE superstar to convicted felon is a story that no one saw coming, and Rhea Ripley's reaction has only added to the intrigue. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: this is a chapter in WWE history that will not be forgotten anytime soon. The echoes of this drama will linger, both inside and outside the ring, as fans continue to debate, speculate, and search for answers. The world of professional wrestling thrives on drama, emotion, and resilience, and nowhere is this more evident than in the heart-pounding moments when a beloved superstar fights against all odds to make a triumphant return. Injuries and setbacks are an inevitable part of the wrestling industry, where high-impact maneuvers and physical storytelling blur the lines between performance and peril. However, it's not just the wrestlers' in-ring performances that captivate fans. It's their ability to rise from adversity, to defy the odds, and to etch their names in the annals of wrestling history. The WWE, in particular, has been a proving ground for some of the most incredible comebacks in sports entertainment, and its role in career resurrections cannot be understated. In a sport where physicality is at the forefront, injuries often feel like an unwelcome third player in every match. When a wrestler goes down, the reverberations are felt throughout the locker room and across the fan base. Yet, for every devastating moment, there are countless examples of WWE superstars turning setbacks into setups for greatness. Take, for instance, the legendary return of Triple H after tearing his quadriceps. Few moments in wrestling history are—
SmackDown has a pretty big new storyline going on with Jade Cargill. That could be set to change everything, and even include some betrayals. So let's dive deep into this Jade Cargill situation on SmackDown, because this is something that had everyone buzzing. So while in the middle of Bianca Belair's United States tournament match, the camera goes on backstage to show Jade Cargill fully taken out on top of a car backstage. After having a moment of conflict between deciding if she would stay in the match or go check on Jade, Bianca Belair decided to abandon the match and go check on her partner backstage. So Bianca does the honorable thing here.
Are as iconic as his 2000 comeback at Madison Square Garden, where he stood before a roaring crowd that had waited months to see him reclaim his throne. The game's journey from injury to triumph wasn't just a testament to his dedication, it was also a reminder of WWE's ability to foster an environment where superstars could rebuild themselves, both physically and emotionally. The company's approach to supporting its wrestlers during recovery has often been the key to these inspiring returns. Behind the scenes, WWE provides access to world-class medical teams, rehabilitation facilities, and wellness programs designed to get its athletes back on their feet. But beyond the physical aspects, it's the emotional and psychological support offered by the WWE family that makes a difference. Stone Cold Steve Austin's return after neck surgery and Edge's miraculous comeback after a career-ending spinal injury highlight not only their grit, but also WWE's role as a platform for redemption. WWE has made these stories part of its narrative DNA, crafting arcs that allow the audience to feel every bit of the pain, struggle, and eventual triumph of their favorite superstars. Daniel Bryan's return after being forced into early retirement due to concussion-related injuries is another prime example. His announcement to the WWE Universe that he had been cleared to compete again was met with thunderous applause, signaling not just a personal victory for Bryan, but a collective celebration of hope and perseverance. These moments resonate far beyond the ring, inspiring fans to face their own challenges with the same fighting spirit. Yet, while the spotlight shines brightly on these comebacks, there's often a shadow cast by the behind-the-scenes drama that accompanies such journeys. Wrestling is as much a business as it is a spectacle, and the politics behind the curtain can sometimes complicate matters. Reports of backstage conflicts and rivalries are not uncommon in the industry, and they have occasionally played a role in how injuries and returns are handled. Wrestlers vying for screen time and storylines may find themselves at odds with their colleagues, leading to tensions that sometimes boil over into the ring. One example that continues to be discussed in hushed tones is the rumored conflict surrounding CM Punk and his controversial exit from WWE. While his departure wasn't directly tied to injury, his frustration with how his health concerns were addressed by the company added a layer of complexity to an already volatile situation. Similarly, Sasha Banks and Naomi's walkout in 2020 highlighted the delicate balance between protecting wrestlers' well-being and maintaining the integrity of the show. The question of ethics in professional wrestling has become increasingly relevant in recent years, particularly as the industry has faced scrutiny over wrestler safety and the long-term effects of injuries. The tragic deaths of Chris Benoit and others have prompted a closer look at the toll that wrestling takes on its performers.
Jade is already laid out. Bruises and cuts have already formed on her face by the time the camera is first put on her. A decent amount of time has already passed. It's not like the cameraman caught the exact moment of when Jade was attacked. If that was the case and we actually saw a hooded individual push Jade Cargill down on camera while Bianca Belair was in the ring, then yes, that sort of situation would instantly clear Bianca's name. But considering how the Jade Cargill attack was revealed and shown, it's definitely possible that Bianca attacked her partner backstage and then acted out and faked her reaction once Jade Cargill was found. Another fan theory that's going around out there, that's a little more on the weaker side of theories, is the idea that Jade Cargill faked the attack.
Backstage past Q&A, It seems like WWE are going to have to strip the titles from Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. WrestleVote saying, I'm working on nailing down the details, but I'm hearing they're going to have to strip Bianca. These belts are cursed. This happens time and time again. If only there was an Aussie pairing who are always classed with those belts.
Leading to significant changes in WWE's wellness policy and its approach to health and safety. However, incidents like these also raise questions about whether enough is being done to protect wrestlers from the physical and mental strains of the business. In the case of injuries sustained during matches, the line between accidental and negligent can sometimes blur, sparking debates about accountability. Should WWE bear some responsibility when a high-risk stunt goes wrong? And how can the company continue to push the envelope of entertainment without compromising the safety of its stars? These are the kinds of questions that linger in the aftermath of incidents like Liv Morgan's or other high-profile injuries. Historical perspective offers some insight into how these issues have evolved over time. From Mick Foley's infamous fall off Hell in a Cell to Droz's career-ending injury during a match with D'Lo Brown, the annals of wrestling history are filled with moments that underscore the dangers of the profession. Each of these incidents has left an indelible mark on the industry, prompting changes in how matches are choreographed and how risks are assessed. The tragic case of Owen Hart, who fell to his death during a live pay-per-view event in 1999, remains one of the most haunting reminders of the stakes involved in professional wrestling. It was a moment that forced the industry to confront its priorities and led to stricter regulations regarding stunt work. Similarly, the injury that ended Edge's career, or so it seemed, served as a wake-up call about the cumulative effects of years of punishment in the ring.
Against anyone who's alongside anyone who's nearby. Chelsea Green, that would have been so classed as well. Yeah, it's a shame of this.
Yeah, they could have done this sort of thing where Naomi Bianca Belair's devastated about Jade Cargill and she doesn't know what to do, and Naomi comes up and be like, I've got some really good news. And Beck's like, have you heard about Jade? And I was like, well, no, but I was speaking to SmackDown GM, I can't remember his name, and he's let us do a Freebird rule with the big three. So I'm going to step in as champion. And Bianca's like, oh, great. Any news on Jade? No, but we'll get some anyway. Come on, let's go to work. But yeah, indeed, obviously with them now potentially being stripped of these titles, that does open the division opens up the division for somebody to potentially get a title shot, and indeed then cast the net wider on who did it, because suddenly you have a bunch of other people who will benefit from the injury. Yeah. You mentioned Chelsea Green, but like someone like her and a Piper Niven, you would like to think didn't do it, but can be put in the frame if all of a sudden they get a run with the title belts or something like that. So.
However, for every tragedy, there is a story of resilience. When Edge made his miraculous return at the 2020 Royal Rumble after being told he would never wrestle again, it wasn't just a victory for him, it was a victory for the entire wrestling community. It showed that with the right support, determination, and advancements in medical science, even the bleakest situations could have a silver lining. Injuries will always be part of professional wrestling, but the way they are handled can make all the difference. WWE's commitment to creating an environment where wrestlers can recover and rebuild their careers has been instrumental in shaping some of the most unforgettable moments in wrestling history. Yet, as the industry evolves, so too must its approach to safety and well-being. The balance between entertainment and ethics remains a delicate one, and it will be fascinating to see how WWE navigates this terrain in the years to come. The stories of these wrestlers remind us why we're drawn to professional wrestling in the first place. It's not just the spectacle of the matches or the drama of the storylines, it's the humanity behind the personas, the struggles, and the triumphs that make us believe in something greater. Wrestling, at its core, is about the fight, both in and out of the ring. And as long as there are wrestlers willing to give their all for the fans, and as long as there is a company willing to support them through thick and thin, the spirit of professional wrestling will continue to thrive.